Okay, Aviana. I'm so excited to have Miss Aviana with us this morning. Some of you already know Aviana is my daughter. You met my son a couple of weeks ago, but this is my daughter, Aviana. We're going to be talking about race and meditation. But I want us to start off by just seeing if Aviana would tell us a little bit about what she's doing or a little bit about her business and just tell us something about you, Aviana.
Hey y'all, my name is Aviana, as you know. I am the co-owner of Tranquil LLC. We specialize in cultural essentials and apparel with a strong focus right now on candles and interior design. Eventually, we'll be to the point where we can, go to different countries and get crafts. So right now, we're really focusing on honing our own personal art and just expressing our creativity through goods and, tranquility.
Tranquility. I love the idea of tranquility. So part of what we're trying to do, and I really would love for you and Jazz to come on the 20th of this month. I'm having my first meditation / discussion on racism. And so talk to me a little bit about what made you decide on the name Tranquil. Just say something about tranquility and just your own vibe and what all that means for you.
Hmm. I think that when I started Tranquil, I wanted to focus on something that was important to me. And I feel like with you as my mother, I grew up around meditation and just trying to, be zen and calm. And being self-aware, that's like a big theme.
Mm-hmm.
And I think tranquility is one of the ways that you can kind of get more expansion on yourself. So it's more so about a lifestyle as far as living tranquil and just being tranquil, being in tune with you, the nature, the world, you know what I mean? Your vibe. It's a brand more so than it's just a business.
It's a brand, not a business. Yes. I know all of you millennials have a brand.
It's important because your brand helps you curate different branches of your business. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You just have a business, it's a one-track lane. But if you have a brand, you can expand more. You know,
and overall, you are interested in wellness because I just got some of your sea moss gel. Yes. I have been putting that in my smoothies every morning, which is kind of weird. It's like, am I putting fish in my morning drink?
Yes. But I think the sea moss is cool too because it really denotes to the notion that everything that we have on earth is made for us. It's always something to cure something. Nature has everything you need. You know what I mean? So I just think that's a big part of it too.
So I want to talk about silence and race, but let's just say a little bit of something about where your head has been and some of your thoughts are about race and how self-awareness can tie into some healing around race.
Well, I feel I don't want to be rude, but most racist people I encounter have a certain level of ignorance. You know what I mean? On to even execute racism, I think denotes a certain level of intellectual lacking. You know what I mean? So that within itself lets me know, where people are if they're exhibiting racism. It has to be. I feel like a lot of times a projection of something else, another struggle. You know what I mean? Because I feel like racism is just another form of hate. So if you are fully in tune with yourself, if you're fully in tune with the world and how things work, it's nothing for you to think of other people existentially or consider other people in their rights, in their lives. You know what I mean? It's just all encompassing thing for me. So if you are really focused on, being I don't want to say a good person, that's so generic, but just a decent person or just a mindful person, I don't think racism is something that you necessarily refer to,
So I'm glad you used the term mindful. So what are your thoughts about silence and contemplation and stillness? Is that a laugh?
No, I feel like as a child, as you described me, I was very much independent. So I'm used to spending time alone. I actually enjoy alone time, when I can get it. So, so important to have time alone. I think especially for children too, being in touch with your inner voice, knowing who you are as a person. I think loneliness is we've been conditioned to fear it a lot of ways. Everything tells us we need a partner. You know what I mean? You need to have a boo. You need to, have somebody, a friend. And those things can be very important, but I think unless you have loneliness, it's hard to really be in tune with yourself to operate functionally in those dynamics. You know what I mean? Because you're always operating off of codependency or just fear-based, behavior. I think loneliness is something that we should embrace more. And so when you have loneliness and you're productive about it, not just pining, you know what I mean? You can get a lot done, as far as
So
being.
are you saying loneliness or solitude? Are you saying that we need to work through the energy of loneliness, or we need to be alone? Or are you distinguishing those?
Well, I think loneliness to me is a perpetuation of negativity. In some ways, I feel so lonely. Being alone denotes some type of self-control over it or self-inflicted. You know what I mean? Like, I'm alone. It's okay. This is what I'm doing. Lonely is like longing for something for me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you can turn that feeling of loneliness into something productive if you lean into it, right? So
Absolutely.
yeah, so have you, like, you haven't been around on the planet very long, but have you had some experiences? What are some of the conversations that you're having with your friends and race? How are y'all feeling about the Black Lives Matter movement and, what's happening with the police? Do you have an opinion on that?
I have an opinion on it. I feel like, we've been going through this for a long time, about what, 400 years? But I think right now, it is a liberating experience in a way. You know what I mean? Because as millennials, we're taking back a lot of power and just, especially with COVID and being home and having time to go riot and, yell and, get that frustration out. I think it's liberating in a lot of ways. So we're honing in a lot of power, even having the power to, how petty it may be, how people account for their racism online, on public forums by, calling their jobs and saying, hey, this person was racist, on Facebook and they're losing their jobs. That's a sense of power in that. No, seriously. Seriously, it's liberating for some people. It's definitely something that's, unfortunate, but I feel like it's about the energy you put towards it. You know what I mean?
No, I like that. I think for me, and one of the things that I've been wanting to do, especially with millennials, is kind of like, take that kind of go, and rest. And, by rest, not like rest, but like wrestle, right? And then meet that with just as much stillness and silence and contemplation and, using some of the tools. Some of these tools turn people off, but I happen to like things like crystals and, long walks in the woods. And of course, meditation. Those things restore you so you can go back out and do your work.
Do that.
And I really think that where we are in terms of race, it's like getting as many people as possible to do both of those things, to go out and then turn in and get quiet, right?
I think people downplay the turn in part,
Right.
just how some people, constantly all day watch, police brutality videos. Like, I'm not saying that, if you're doing that, it's a bad thing, but I think more than ever, you should be more aware of your mental food, what you're taking in and how that can impact your mood, because I watch those videos and I feel tense immediately. You know what I mean? It strikes anger immediately. And it's controlling my mood, and I don't like that. So it's times where I just may have to take a break from it, and I have to fall back and say, you know what, I don't have what it takes today to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? Just take a break from it. You can't
Well, I have
fight.
to tell you, honey, I'm glad to hear that because I want you to be very, very well. I want you to be happy, healthy, and wealthy.
But social media has such an influence on us, especially millennials. You're constantly, taking in negativity. It's really kind of, I think, dispersing in other ways in your life without you even realizing it.
That's right. That's right. So I don't want. I want us to go ahead and wrap it up. I do want to personally invite you and your business partner to join us on August the 20th at 6:30. I'm actually going to be teaching people how to do mindfulness meditation.
My calendar, what day is the 20th?
What day is it? It's a Thursday.
Thursday
No.
is your
Hey,
day.
it's
Okay.
going to be monthly, Aviana. So if you don't make it this month, you can make it next month.
I gotta make it to the first one. I don't want to hear nothing about it,
All
child.
right. All right. Thank you so much. I can't wait to
I
see
love you,
you real soon.
Mom.